Wait a minute. Are you telling me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Hey guys, welcome back to the Build the Back to the Future DeLorean build with me, Bradham73. Let's see, this issue, issue 12, and I may even do 13 and 14, but we have some parts. We have a lot of parts, actually, and a lot of them need to be painted. For example, the suspension swing arm. This is the arm that goes up and down when the DeLorean hits a bump. This needs to be painted primer gray like the rest of the frame. The drive shaft, that needs to be painted primer black or a flat black color. I've looked everywhere. I have yet to find a drive shaft that is silver in any of the reference photos. And then I'm not exactly sure what this piece is called. I guess I could probably look. This actually needs to be painted silver. And let's see here. And then the suspension arms, I can probably get by with just keeping those black. And I'm going to double check to make sure that this is actually the drive shaft, but I'm pretty sure it is. And then lastly, this piece down here, the brake caliper, this needs to be painted gold. And then I got to check this little piece right here because this might also need to be, I don't know if I'm showing you correctly, this might also need to be painted primer gray. But there's this one suspension swing arm. The shock, this is actually the shock absorber here. I've actually found some pictures. It'll probably be okay leaving it black with some silver highlights, mainly around the rings there. But I have also found pictures where it's like a gunmetal color. So what I'm going to be doing for this issue is I'm actually going to be opening this up, and I'm going to be opening issue 14, because 14 is the same thing, just everything backwards. I'm going to be opening both of these up and actually doing the painting simultaneously so that when we come back to actually do all the assembly work, everything will be, painted and ready to go. So let's just take a quick look at issue 12 before I get to the painting. We have all of our parts. What is this? The left rear hub carrier. Okay, so that part needs to be painted like a silver color. Let's see, the rear brake caliper, bracket. We need to see what the bracket is. And then let's see, it says front left track rod. So this isn't, maybe that's not actually a suspension linkage. I thought for sure it would be, but maybe it's not. Let's see here. So there's that. We're going to go through here. So, okay, so there's this piece. The suspension link. So part 12I, which, is this little piece. I'm pretty sure that's going to be primer gray. I'll have to go back and look at my reference photos, but it does attach to the frame, and I'm fairly sure that that's what it's going to be. Secure bracket. Okay, so so that's got to be the drive. That silver part has to be the drive shaft, because the other suspension arm, we already have one of the suspension arms on the frame already. So we've got that. Make sure we hit our focus again. See the hole at the bottom of the that's the shock. The caliper. Swing that up. Put that in. That's the shock spring. And then place part 12E into the end of 12D as shown. Tighten with the BM screw. Yeah, this is definitely the drive shaft. And actually, it doesn't even look like we install this. It basically looks like we put this cap on, screw it in, and then put the little rubber, what is that called? It's a, did it say it's like a boot cover? What are those things? Yeah, it's just called a boot. And I know the painful reality of what those things are called, because my old car, which is an Audi A6, I used to have to replace those every 2 or 3 years on my front steering, the front drive axle, because they would get torn all the time. So that's always fun, and they're not cheap to replace. So we've got some more production diary with Eric Stoltz. More Eric Stoltz. I would actually love, I don't know if they kept any of the old Eric Stoltz footage, but I would love to see, what they filmed with him, like the alternate version of Back to the Future, I guess. You can also go and see what Eric Stoltz did after filming Back to the Future, which is kind of an interesting read. I actually went through and read all this, and then a bit about Marty and the skateboard. We've got the next tire, the next wheel, in the next issue. So I'm going to get started on getting all this stuff painted, and we'll see you back when I'm done. All right, so we're back with the parts from issue 12, and I realized that I didn't have any gold paint, so I think I'm just going to leave the brake caliper as it is right now. I've noticed that a lot of the aftermarket brake calipers that are currently available for the DeLorean have kind of like this brassish, copperish gold color, kind of a strange color to identify. So I'm going to leave it like this for now, and if I ever want to change that in the future, I can. But I went ahead and I did the primer gray for the suspension arm and the little suspension arm bracket. I just painted the drive shaft primer black, and then I painted the coupler, whatever this piece is called here. Whoops. In titanium silver, I think. It was either that or flat aluminum. I think it was titanium silver, which is, yeah, here it is. X32 from Tamiya, or Tamiya, however you want to say it. So I'm going to open up the magazine. We're going to get assembling here, because I'd like to get this done, and then I'd like to do the other side as well. So let's see here. Which side is this? I guess first we take, this piece, which is part number 12A, and then the suspension arm here, like this. We in focus here, yeah. And then it looks like we put it like this. Okay, and then there's 2 CM screws, which I think are kind of longer. Ooh, yeah. Pulled that out first try. How about that? Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, there those go. And those screw in, looks like from the back. What the heck? I know I magnetized these screwdrivers. It's not even the right thread pattern. Yeah, that's better. Let's just go ahead and get the other one put in here. So the colors do not match, but that is intentional. I do not want them to match. Man, that one's really... There, I think we've got it. There we go. So we've got this piece here. Next, it looks like 12, is that an I or an L? Like this. And then part number 12H, which is the other little suspension arm here. And one of the, whoops, just tilt this down a little bit. One of the ends has kind of a little smaller piece, and it looks like this. It's going to fit in like that. And then we need an EM screw to screw that down. So let's get our EM screw here. One day I'm gonna have a slip and I'm gonna impale myself with a screwdriver, and I seriously hope not. Oh gosh, that's not even remotely close. Okay. Let's take this screw all the way out. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna screw it all the way down, just so that we can get the threads seated. See, there we go, slips. Ah. Great. Okay, that might be about as deep as it's going to go. It doesn't feel right at all. No, because it's showing it. Whoops, sorry about that, guys. I'm kind of wondering if maybe I need to get my Dremel out, if I can find it after my move here recently, and actually cut this screw down a little bit. No, it's almost got it. I'm just putting a lot of downward pressure. Okay, that's got it. All right. Next, we need a BM screw. I'm going to get this CM here put back in a Ziploc so we can set that aside. We're going to get a BM screw. I've got a razor blade out here that I shouldn't have out here. Okay. Definitely get that out of the way. Okay, so if we look at the instructions, looks like this is the left side. So it looks like it's going to screw in right here. And there's basically like a pin here on the back side there. And it looks like it's going to fit right like this. Okay. Or maybe not okay. Okay, I just took that and just tightened this off camera. It is nice and solid on there. So if you're having any problem, this piece is still not completely, I don't know, so I might have to come back later and redo that. Next up though, we have another EM screw, which is going to screw into here, like right here. And what did I do with that packet of EM screws? What did I do? There they are. Now these are kind of awkward because of how they go on. So this is going to fit on like this so that this can go up and down. And I am going to kind of position this. Okay, so hopefully that's a little bit better of a view. And I want to apologize in advance because I have the cameras kind of hanging out on a boom here. Okay, that might go in pretty easily. I'm just holding this up here enough so that I can kind of get this screw in. There we go. And I've actually heard a lot of people complain about how this part goes in and how it's not very, you know, it's not solid, it's very wobbly, I guess. Is that in all the way? Does not feel like it. There, now it is for sure. Okay. So yeah, we've got that, but once we get these pieces here installed, you know, it's going to help hopefully make that not so wobbly. Okay, so now we're on to step 5, and we need an HM screw. And we get 2, and I think we only need 1. It's a fairly long screw here. And this is the upper suspension arm here, and it goes from the back to the front, I hope. I'm going to try a different screwdriver here. It still has a pretty fine tip on it, but I just want to try this because I want to see if this gives me some more leverage. Oh yeah, much better. Okay, so this is still kind of pretty fiddly here and wobbly, mainly due to this up here, I think. A little bit to, you know, it'd almost be, you know, if we had like some rubber dampeners or something to put on those, that would kind of eliminate that, but I don't know. Moving on to step number 6, we need this piece and the little fake caliper, which clips right on the back, something like, oh, wrong way. Helps when I actually read the instructions. And we need an AP screw. You get 2 of those are pretty small, so watch out. They're armor-piercing screws. Just kidding, they're really not. Okay. It's kind of a shame that they didn't put the mold, the injection part into the. Well, let's see. No, this part is going to be where the. Yeah, this is the fold down part. That's the magnet, or it should be. Yeah, it's definitely the magnet right there, and that's where the wheel, the tire is going to clip on. Okay. Well, anyway, next is the shock absorber. I actually left this all black. I could have painted it a flat black, but I just thought I'm going to leave this alone. And down the road, if I want to come back and repaint this, I might do that. But for now, I'm not going to worry about it. And we need an IM screw, which we've got 2 big long ones here. And apparently we only need 1. And it's basically just going to go down here at this end. It says through the hole. It doesn't really say how far in it goes. Place the brake disc into the rear hub carrier. So it looks like it's supposed to go like this. And then we insert the IM screw. Oh man, this one's going to be fun to get on camera. With this folded down, it's essentially going to go right, oh, you can't even see it. It's going to go right in through here and all of this stuff. So this is in the center, I think. Yep. And this goes in between here. And then the IM screw goes between everything else. This is going to be interesting. Okay, it's starting to come out there. So let's pop that up into place and hopefully there we go. This will need to come up and also sit in place. Just need something for this to sit on. There we go. There we go. And once you have everything aligned, everything else goes in pretty easily. I'm going to use my big screwdriver here just so I get a little bit more leverage on the turn. I feel like it's going in, but I'm not 100% sure. Uh-oh. Oh no. Well, now we got a problem here. Well, I got to take this all back apart. Which is always great, but it shows how, you know, hopefully my mistake means that you don't make the same one. Okay. So this is definitely going to have to be up like this. Okay. Just trying to get everything aligned here. The lower suspension, there we go. The lower suspension arm is a little difficult, but it's not really too bad. I'm just really worried about actually snapping something off here. Okay, so that's in, and I have that kind of stiff so that it actually, you know, doesn't, it's not, hopefully these aren't going to flip down like the front ones do. I really wish they would redesign that front suspension piece, but probably not going to happen. Next comes the spring. So the spring, whoops, let's move this so you guys can actually see what's going on here. The spring is going to go let's loosen this up just a bit so we can get that out. The spring's just gonna pop right down there like that, and then let's see, we get our next our other second to last EM screw, and it's actually the last one for this issue. And if I can get this down like that, there we go. I'll just compress this a little bit so that you know, comes up. See it coming through the top there? And let's pick up the screw with our screwdriver just to get it started. Oh, these are so rough. And again, I'm just using my large screwdriver just because I know I can get more leverage on it. And I'm gonna have to reposition this off screen, so we'll be right back. All right, and there we go. And this part can flip down and back up. And we have, you know, the compressible suspension a little bit. We're not gonna be taking this sucker off-road, so it's not really gonna matter all that much. All right, next up we have couple pieces here, and we're actually missing one. Where is this piece? aha, it was sitting right on top of my issue 14 pieces, and so I almost missed it. And I need to whip my instructions back out here. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so this is easy enough. This fits in here, I guess. Yep. And we need one of our BM screws, which is right there. This simply screws into the drive shaft, kind of. Let's not second guess ourselves here, and I'm just gonna screw this down into place here. It doesn't really feel right for a BM screw, but it almost feels like it should go in like that, and yet it doesn't. There we go. So that's going to be on there like this. And then the rubber hood, it doesn't really specify which way it goes on. And it just basically fits up on there like that. Yeah. I guess this side has like a wider hole. Let's see. See that one's wider, that one's a little bit smaller. So the wider end is obviously going to go, refocus here, come on now, back against like that. And that's all there is to it. And it says, keep this in a safe place. So I'm going to just put this in my issue 12 stuff right here, so that we have that for, I don't know, down the road whenever we use it. And we're gonna throw this off into the pile of stuff, and voila, that's what we have. Left suspension, and then in the next issue, what do we have in the next issue? We have, hello, I'm really sorry for the shakiness. We actually have the next wheel, so that'll be a very quick issue, and then we'll come back with issue 14. So guys, thanks again for watching. We'll see you back for issue 13. This has been the Eagle Moss presents Build the Back to the Future DeLorean. If you want to order yours, there's a link down in the description. I don't get anything for it, but if you'd like to contribute to the build, there is a donate link also down in somewhere down here in the video description. But in the meantime, please don't forget to hit the like button. It helps me out tremendously. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe for this and many more videos. I am Brad M73. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.